I have a super cool show today. I worked really hard on a project that I've been wanting to do for a long time. We made our own deck. Yay! Buddy, buddy, you are sitting on my ashtray. Why have you done this? You're denying me the tasties. um, that's beside the point. I like paper. Paper is my friend. And my other friend, who is not paper, oh my god, went and bought like a lot bag of junked, used tarot decks, right? Well, they weren't all tarot decks. There was like Gypsy Witch, Mystical Kipper, Chrysalis Tarot, Dream Tarot, something Oracle, but it was like a bag of 10 decks. And I didn't really care for any of them just because I'd fanned through them and there had been like negativity in them. You see what I'm saying? And I don't need that in my life. But I've wanted to make something special. I don't know how to explain it. So I got my little bookie and I just started taking notes, right? And what I wanted to do was make a playing card sized, I guess you'd call it like an oracle deck or something. I went through all of them with a scrutinizing eye. And at the very end, guess how many cards I had? 50. That's pretty fucking close. So your regular playing card deck has 54. And when you take out the jokers, it's 52 cards. So I was 2 cards short of a regular playing deck. But it all came together quite cool. Let me just light this again. Love that these go out. The way I don't waste any. You devil. Really? Gonna fail me. That's unfortunate. I don't know why it's doing that. Is it not close enough to the... I just filled it. Oh my god. It's a one-time only Zippo. And I have wasted the one time. Wow. Alright, well, I've got my backup. Extra backup. So you're gonna just sit here and watch me light lighters all day. Right. So anyway, this is very fascinating. So you all know I'm more into like the playing card kind of fortune stuff, right? Also, fortune reading is like illegal in some states, I just want to say, for money. Though I have seen actual like businesses for fortune telling. I'm not against it. I don't think it hurts anyone. Some people just don't understand. But anyway. So I did some main cards, which turned out to be 50 of them. I did some high cards, some sacred cards, some secret cards, and 9 grudge cards. Allow me to explain. So with a regular standard playing deck, each suit has 13 cards. And although I had made it to 50, 2 suits had 1 too many. 1 suit had 3 too few. And 1 suit was 1 too low. But they were there. There was capabilities. But it also had to be like magical, right? So what I ended up doing was taking the 2 that had 1 too many and giving them to the 2 that had lacking. And these 2 were, one was a pilgrim, perfect, right? There he is in another realm. And the other one was a healer, perfect. And what ended up happening was the healer was a water to the fire. So see, this is good. Traveling to the other suit. So it's a suit acting in another suit. So it's a water card in the fire deck. And the pilgrim was an air card. Yeah, this is cool because he's a pilgrim. He's an air card, but he ended up in the earth deck. So he's like in my personality. Like, this is the only card in the entire deck that is now 85 cards. And I'll get to why in a minute. But this is the only card that is like the religious messenger person. Pilgrim. Perfect. He's non-threatening. Right. So as I said before, all these are from other decks. I did modify some. And I don't even know what that one is. There's like Un-TearO in here too. And yes, there's a legitimate spell inside. So what you have... Oh, and there's still too few on one deck, on the Earth deck. But I'll get to that in a second. It reminds me of 13 Ghosts, where it's like, you have a machine powered by the dead, right? But this machine here is powered by 8 secret cards that shall never be taken out of the order that they're in for a good reason. Because when I went through, I'm just going to say it, when I went through Gypsy Tarot, Witch's Tarot, Gypsy Witch, yes, that's the one. I was like, there's only 4 good cards in here. But being a Magic the Gathering player, I was like, but these cards only work if there's other cards that they need, right? So, super good fortune. I did put the flowers next to the tree. It's like the tree next to a child from another deck. I actually found what visually to me looked like 3 dancing children and a happy little mother under a tree, right? And a heart from that too, right? And then not only that, but I went through and I was like, you know what else this needs? A mother and a father. And I found a hermit, who had the searching light, and I was like, oh, that's romantic. And then I found like a coin page card, and she was holding up her little coin. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So they're in there too. So those are the 8 secret cards. Shh, don't tell. And then the sacred cards are unplayable as well. There's 23 unplayable cards. And because of I basically picked 4 rules for this. They're not playable either because you don't play with them. They're not fucking toys. Right? That's cool. Let me just refer to what I'm talking about. Yeah, so lovely. I made lists of everything. So awesome. So for these are the 4 principles, right? So for the water deck, which call mirrors, right? Hearts, cups. That one has the altar of dedication in it. Dedication is good, right? And in the air spade sword deck, have the athame of boundaries, or as I like to call it, the salamander blade. Because you see, the way I did it, I actually cut out some pictures and put the pictures on other things. I'll show you in a minute. This is an air deck, and the salamando is a fire, right? So many people get it confused that the sword could be fire, but it's not. So there's like the athame, right, with the little lizard sitting on the handle. Boundaries. Okay, right, it's cool. But these are also the elementals, right? I like elementals.
And for the Coin Earth Diamonds deck, right, these are all going together. Told you I was going to do it. Well, it's just, a gnome. A gnome elemental. It's very simple. And for the, it's like Wand Fire Club. Oh, some call it Spiral, but that suggests that it's going down. I just call it Swirl. Right? There was a salamander. What I wanted to do was put together a deck that brought together all of these theories, like proved that that's the case. Because people will be like, oh, well, yeah, what element is that? And whatever. And why is that associated with that? This is the crossover to playing cards. Right. So now to the sacred ones. It's actually high cards and sacred cards. I'm not showing the artwork pretty much for obvious reasons, but I'm just telling you about it. We got 2 judgment cards, and one of them's a phoenix and one of them's Pluto. So basically one is ending and one is rising, right? A golden flower, a priestess, high priestess. A magician card that I thought looked really cool. These aren't like, your classic tarot. It's just like somebody's actual artwork with like a magician who's, obviously like they are in most of these cards. The elements are chilling. He's like doing something with a wand or something. Merlin the hero, Odin's ravens, and what I like to call Papa Hoodoo for strength. Fun, right? And then the sacred cards, and I did learn a little bit in this part. I made the card called Psyche, the enchantress. She was Cupid's girlfriend, basically. Yeah, the card looked cool. It was like a chick with a blankie pretending to be a fairy. You've heard of Wheel and World, but one of them I call Jupiter's Wheel, and the other one I call Saturn's World. And this one was interesting because it said ELPI. I did not know what that was. And when I tried to look it up, nothing came up. It's actually, I think there's some confusion as to how it's spelled or how it's pronounced. But it's ELPI, but with a silent S. But it's basically a star card. But what the mythology is that when Zeus sealed Pandora's box with all the nightmares in it, there was one thing that came out last, and that was hope. When Pandora opened the box. Was it Pandora's box? Yeah. But I'd like to think that it was not only the gift to the first human girl of the world, but that hope was the human girl stuck in the box with the nightmares. Haha. It's based on a true story. And then, I love Isis. She was the protective mother. She was almost like the Hera of Egypt, right? And she had like the wings. But this card just said MA''AT, which is like more of a justice thing. I think it's pronounced Matt. But of course, in my little book, I wrote down Isis, protective mother. And then just, as like a little side note for truth. I thought that's cool. See, what I'm planning on doing is maybe in time I could like design my own based on this theory. Because it's so interesting. And then I found an Empress card and I was like, oh, okay. That's gonna be Empress of Venus. Right, because that's very special. Why was that one so pretty? Oh, I loved the artwork. It was a wise old woman holding a glowing child who kind of like looked like a star, but it was very like cornucopia like fruitful at the bottom, lots of bountiful harvesty things. And it had the Venus symbol in the corner. I'm not sure if that's classically what that card is associated with, that planet, but I like that name. Right. So let me talk about what's really cool. I was 2 cards down in the Earth deck to get my 52 that I needed to coincide it with a regular deck, because obviously these are not playable. It's like make an Indiana Jones journal or something, and you can play the cards off of that journal. So cool. It's so cool I'm even able to do this, honestly. I don't know who's going to understand. Nobody here understands, so I'm making my video for myself, I guess. Right, so I thought, what could those other 2 cards be? I don't want to change my deck. I like my deck. It's really cool. And then it dawned on me, kind of in a playful way. If I'm going to be using the playing cards to represent a deck, which I'm not even sure what it does yet, take the 2 Joker cards, right, and put them in the Earth suit, right? And this is where, like, it was so cool. I was like, well, that's the grounding. That's the grounding from this to that. And since there's 2 of them, and one is, like, one was black and one was red, well, that's like an electrical current. This is what links this to this. Homogeneous. And then all my cards had 13 suits. I was so happy. You know what's funny about an Alice in Wonderland deck that has no where it was printed? It's like pretty fucking obvious where that's from, because that's like a nation's favorite story. And I love this. This was my favorite. So the Jokers that are in the deck are Alice Jokers. And I think this is copyright free because it's older. But it does have original Alice in Wonderland art in it. Really nice, simple cards. They are kind of big, so they're a little trouble for me. Where the Alice cards ended up, and I wasn't trying to get them particularly anywhere, but you've heard like was it like Tenacious D song or something? You know, the only card I need is the Ace of Spades. I was like, the only card I don't need is the Ace of Spades then. Did it right into my ashtray, and the ashes went everywhere. I hope I've done well. One more. Ow. I don't know how we're going to draw these. Guess we'll just, take it from the top. I like to do, like, small draws. Mostly, like, maybe 3 or something. Okay, here we go. The first one is 3 of Hearts. The second one is... Okay. The 8 of Hearts. I may not have shuffled these well. And the 7 of Diamonds. That's 2 waters and 1 earth. 3, 8, 7. Beloved Heaven. I do, and that's why I'm playing with these cards. So this is what they're coinciding to. We're not going to look at those. We are going to use the book. 3 of Hearts is designated to the Palace of Cups, which would be the realm of, like Neptune's castle, right? This message is from Neptune's castle. The 8 of Hearts represents the Knight of Mirrors, the Dreamer. He was the only Indian card, and he had a pet tiger. He reminded me of the Life of Pi guy, who, was in that movie. But this particular illustration was He was like sitting on a stack of like what I guess looked like kind of magic carpets, you know, and his tiger was like leaping from the carpets. All right. And the seven of the earth was, oh, the two of scrolls. It was a black alicorn. So, from the land of water, the dreamer's message is two scrolls. And you know, it's just one of those things where it's just going to bug me all day. And I'm going to be sitting there going, oh, maybe that's what that meant. I don't want to leave you hanging. I'm going to show you one that I altered. I was like, oh, this is a generic deck from just like Barnes and Noble, basically faceless, nameless. I took the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and I'm like, oh, they need to be one card. So this is actually my Two of Hearts I put together. Isn't that cute? And I even scribbled on it. That's my favorite one, right? This is from the Tarot of Dreams. I've mentioned it in other vids. It's a good deck. But, you know, like Palace of Cups. We just talked about that. It reminds me of MTG, Magic the Gathering. Why did that one end up in the third spot? Am I wrong? Did I do it wrong? Oh, duh, because I started at 2 and I put the aces at the end. Gotcha. And then the 8 was the Dreamer. I'll show you. It's so cool. It's like my minority deck. There's like minority. That's so pretty. This is from the Chrysalis Tarot. And the sevens of the earth is so awkward. Sorry, I think that one's towards the end. Here we are. 7 was... Oh yeah, that Pegasus scroll thing. Oh, past it. Or I haven't. Now I'm confused. It's gonna bug me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it wasn't scroll. Oh, my dumbass. I'm glad I did this. Because it wasn't the scrolls at all. It was the diamonds, you boob. 7 of diamonds. Oh, man. See, I love it when my eyes play tricks on me like that. Oh, my gosh. Good morning. Okay. 7 of diamonds is the Knight of Stones, the illusionist. Knight of Stones. 7. Where did it go? And see, this is why I keep these in super, super order. Knight of Stones, Knight of Coins. Oh. Okay, there he is. But did I do the wrong count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did. Somehow that's off. How did that happen? Well, my knight, it's no big deal. The Knight of Stones is where the Knight of Coins should be. But this one basically is referring to this one. From the Chrysalis deck. But when I count, oh, because of the 1. Oh, I did it again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're good. We're good. So it was actually, oh, Palace of Water, Dreamer, dude with a bird. Kind of reminds me of the Noah's Ark story or something, right? Send the bird, release the bird. That was fun. Sorry, the no one kind of throws me off. Let's do it again. I like it. This is working for me. Even my mistakes are cool. All right, I gotta shuffle again. My old gamer thing. The mind is willing, but the hands are toast. I guess the mind is slightly toast too. That reminds me of one of the cards I'm going to show you, because there was 4 like principles, and this one is the dedication. Help, help! I'm lost. I'm so lost. That's what that reminds me of. Dedication. All right. I guess I better show you the other 3 then, because I kind of alter these to make them up. Yes, keep them in order now. Easy does it. Okay. This is the athame for boundaries. Boundaries. Salamander's chilling on the airblade. What are you doing? Stop it, you fool. Right. So funny. This one was a pentacle card from a deck, but I just made it have respect. Like, the kitty has entered the circle. Respect the kitty. Kind of like respect reality. I love that. So funny. And then how cool that a tarot deck would have, well, it's not really a tarot deck. Tarot deck would have a tarot card. I was like, oh, that's happening. So the 4th one was guidance. Yes. I would just call it a patchwork deck. Anyways. Excuse me. Right, so I should say that if I were to use a different deck of playing cards, I would insert their jokers into the Earth slot. But I'm not changing them. I particularly like this deck. But you see what I'm saying? Like, in a fun sort of imaginative way. That's the link, so I can actually do this. I'm so smart. I totally figured it out. And then also, I should say also, these suits don't have like 1 king and 1 queen. It's just all over the place. There's all sorts of ladies and lords and unusual relationships. But each of them does have somebody in charge, which is great. But there's like many, there could be multiple queens or multiple kings or multiple knights. Within it, like a different... See, what happened was, what is historically known as coin or pentacle also has the diamonds in there. So you could say there were, like, 3 cities to each suit, 3 kingdoms to each area. Yeah, I'm playing this like Magic the Gathering. So mana is the land, right, that you play on. Right, and then the creatures are there. Pain and suffering. Pain and suffering into every shuffle. That's how this works. Aha. Are we ready for the last draw? I've been at it for 30 minutes. I need a smoke. I'm having so much fun. Okay, I'm ready. Also, is this Zippo ever going to work again? Please. It's the only Zippo with a timer. I'd rather inhale that fuel, which I know what it is, rather than mystery fuel. Yes, I know I lit it from the bottom of the flame, but it doesn't matter. All right, I digress. Let's do it again.
Toys. Tiny toys. Here we go. Oh, also, this could coincide with the date zodiac that I set up to actually like pinpoint dates. But today it's just messages of fun. It's left up into interpretation. I'm just doing it for you. With a deck that's never existed before. Yay, it worked again. All right. First card. It is the King of Air. Swords. Spade. The Calipator. Keep your temper. It's actually a really good message, which is also why I love this deck, because it has like little moral sayings. Oh my goodness. It's the Ace of Cups. Hearts. Water. Keep your temper. And the last one. It's the Jack of Diamonds. Earth coin. It takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place. All right. Let's find out what those were for. Look what I can do. So now I have to go to the spade section of my little journal. To the king. Oh, well, that would be the Athame of Boundaries. The air blade with the annoying lizard on it. Get off of there. Why? I do not know. But Ace of Water, after that, kind of says, you know, put out that flame. But it's not a flame blade. It's an air blade. So I guess my deck has weaponry, tools. That's cool. And the last one, drum roll. Right, because the Ace of Hearts is an elemental. I'm almost positive. I see, look, I'm memorizing my own deck. Wait, Hearts was the first one, wasn't it? Indeed. Indeed. To the diamonds we go. Other direction. Ah, yes. Jack of Diamonds was also an elemental. This is a big message. And, oh, okay. So I was thinking of the principal cards. It wasn't the Airblade. My bad. That's why we do this. All right, let me just go through it again just to be sure. Now, I'm not even sure. King of Spades. Okay, yeah. No, I was right. That's the Airblade. Okay. But the Ace of Water is an elemental, which you haven't seen. Okay. So, my bad. Okay, Airblade. Just Airblade. Forget my humor. Ace of Water. The elemental. Oh, that one looks cool. I can't wait to show you. It's right here at the end. Which one was this from? I wish I could shout out to who did the art, but basically, you know, you're gonna have like a merm sort of creature. No, I call mirror. I altered it up there. Airblade, water elemental. These are powerful. These ones. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, they're still in order. And the last one, what in the heck? Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds. Yes, was the elemental of Earth, which is the little gnome guy.
What in the heck is going on? Looks like he's taking a whiz. Honestly, that's what I think every time I see it. Yeah, I don't know. Wow. An airblade, a merm. It's like an undine. A gnome. Wow. Earth elemental, water elemental, the blade of air. I have no fucking clue. That's cool though. That is trippy. This means something. Fucking mashed potatoes. This is good for my brain. It's exhausting. I was going to do a video about stretchy shoelaces. But this is much better. Except that these stretchy shoelaces are going to save my life. They're going to change my life. I didn't know what shoes to buy because I hadn't bought shoes in so long. So I kind of just knew I wanted high tops. I knew I wanted sneakers. And of all of the ones I bought, which is kind of cool, it's a site called Mercari. It's like a garage sale, only with quality items. But you can get, my favorite thing to do is get lots of junk jewelry. And then you can kind of like take apart the bag, clean them, and arts and crafts with them. It's great for kids. This was the only one that ended up being what I was kind of looking for. I'd never had stacked ones before. You notice they're different colors on either side. And they have this like zebra tongue. Cool, right? I love how they feel when they're laced up. I don't want to deal with the laces every time. It's like, what if the floor is cold and I have to tiptoe somewhere in the night? I don't want to have to lace them up. And I don't want to have my toes uncovered at night with like slip-on sandals because then my toes get cold. So these are what's going to change my life. They're called straight laces. Shoelaces reinvented. And they're so cool. They even have the classic style I used to do with my shoe when I used to just tie them off and slip them on like slippers before I needed ankle support, right? Just crossover, you know, and then your classic design. No doubt tall enough for high tops because, as I will demonstrate for you now, they are stretchy, so stretchy. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's going to take a while. That's going to be my day. And more playing with my fun little toy cards. I do have decks that I don't, mess with because they're just so cool. They're just giant though. I thought if I did something cool. Now see, a classic tarot deck has 78. What I think's cool about mine is it came to 83. So more than a classic deck. And then with the 2 jokers I added is 85. But the ones I don't use, because they're huge and beautiful, Un-TearO. Which is great, because it's just birds, right? And then this one's super special. I keep it in a soap bag. This is huge. This is manly. This is Diablo Tarot. The Sanctuary. But for me, I don't want to look at like, dark images all the time. So I like to feed my brain pretty things. Yeah. So, patchwork deck. Hope you enjoy. Don't know what any of it meant, but it was fun, right? Oh, those look super. And I did these ones too. I didn't think it would work, but it is perfect. I gotta do these now. They're really cool. I've never had a pair that's a VR3 couche, but very soft soles. Vans.